6 police cruisers barreling up my dirt drive lights, flashing off the old barn like I was running a meth lab instead of a hay farm. That was the moment I knew Amanda Keene had finally lost her damn mind. I stood on my porch with a mug of coffee in one hand and my phone in the other, the screen showing a timer ticking upward. The officers didn't know it yet, but every second they spent on my land was streaming straight to the state attorney general's office. And when Amanda announced she had voted to seize my property, I just smiled because I'd been preparing for this war long before she ever stepped foot in those ridiculous wedge heels. I guess I should start at the beginning. I'm Jake Mercer, 36, third-generation farmer and full-time caretaker of Mercer Farm, 80 acres of stubborn old-school dirt-under-your-nails tradition. My great-grandfather built the farmhouse by hand, the same board still creaking under my boots every morning. For nearly a century, the biggest drama around here was which fence line the cattle felt like testing that day. Then Cedar Ridge Estates arrived. At first it was just a few vinyl siding houses creeping closer to my pasture, one cul-de-sac at a time. Then it was more paved paths, backyard party patios, and people who thought the sound of a rooster at 5 a.m. was basically terrorism. And at the center of all of it stood one woman, Amanda Keene, HOA president, realtor, self-appointed queen of community standards, crowned with the kind of haircut that costs more than I spend on feed in a month. I met her the way you meet a storm suddenly, and with the feeling she might tear your roof off. She strutted up my driveway in heels, glanced at my barn, my silo, the century-old maple tree, and said, "This place could be stunning with the right vision." I said I like it how it is. She gave me the smile people save for stains that won't come out. I should have known right then. Soon the glossy marketing brochures for Cedar Ridge featured heritage farmland views, my land without so much as a "hey, do you mind?" Then came an email addressed oh so sweetly to neighbor asking me to paint my barn a neutral color and limit early morning animal noises. I replied with 4 words, "No thanks, not interested." But Amanda wasn't the kind of person who took no as an answer. She took it as a challenge. One afternoon I came home from the feed store and found HOA volunteers pacing my fence line with measuring tape, talking about shared community spaces. A Cedar Ridge notice was stapled to my fence, proposing a hiking trail along my pasture. 2 kids were climbing my hay bales because their mom decided it's just open land. I told the volunteers calmly but firmly to step back to the right side of the fence. They muttered that Amanda said this area would eventually belong to the community. That word "eventually" chilled me more than a December wind. Then came the letters. First, the HOA voted to incorporate adjacent acreage, my acreage, into their master plan. Then a developer wanted to buy the farm to build a clubhouse, a pool, and amenities. And then Amanda herself showed up stepping out of her Lexus with a manila folder like she was serving eviction papers. "It's a win-win," she said. "You can move somewhere more appropriate." "I'm not selling," I said. "You really should consider it," she replied, smiling like she knew something I didn't. Communities evolve, Jake. Don't be the one holding everyone back. I've been holding this place up for 3 generations. I wasn't about to fold because a woman with a clipboard thought she could bully me. But that was before the newsletters labeled my home an eyesore, before complaints were filed to the county about tractor noise, before Amanda crafted a PowerPoint for the zoning board showing Mercer Farm as blighted land ready for redevelopment. She didn't even pixelate my barn. I only learned about the zoning petition because the county legally had to notify the landowner, me. I remember sitting at my kitchen table with the envelope opened, scanning the text, feeling something inside me twist. These people weren't just trying to control the view, they were planning for a future where I didn't exist. For the first time I doubted myself. Maybe I was the last stubborn holdout. Maybe I was making life harder for myself. Maybe the farm really didn't belong next to HOA perfection. There was a moment, just a moment, where I thought, should I just sell? Move somewhere? No one cares what color your barn is. But then I picked up the deed my grandfather handed me before he died. His hands had shaken, but his voice didn't. "Don't let them take this land, Jake. Promise me." I promised. And a promise like that isn't something you break because a realtor wants pickleball courts. So I went to the zoning hearing. Amanda didn't expect me to show up. Her face twitched when she saw me in the back, leaning against the wall. She clicked to a slide labeled Cedar Ridge Expansion, Converting Underutilized Farmland. My barn filled the projector screen. I raised my hand. The board chair nodded. Yes, sir. Quick question, I said. What's the legal term for trying to annex someone's land without speaking to them first? The room went dead silent. Amanda stuttered. We've been attempting to engage Mr. Mercer. Lies, I said calmly. Then I placed my documents on the table. The deed Mercer Farm established 1925. The agricultural zoning certificate. The conservation easement binding the land to agricultural use forever. And finally, the letter from the State Department of Agriculture marking Mercer Farm as a protected Century Farm heritage site. Amanda had never checked any of this. She assumed the land was just available. The board chair rubbed his face. So you're not selling and the land is protected? Correct. The county planner added, this petition is not viable. I thought that would stop her. It didn't. She doubled down in the most dangerous way possible. She lied to law enforcement. She called me unstable armed blocking community access and claimed the HOA owned easements across my land. None of it was true, but it was enough to catch the attention of patrol units. And that's how one Wednesday morning I stepped out with my coffee and saw 6 police cruisers coming up my driveway behind Amanda's Lexus. I didn't panic. I'd prepared. I tapped the timer app. It started counting. A drone I'd set up earlier buzzed into position above us, camera live. Every motion sensor on my property auto-uploaded footage to cloud storage. I'd spoken with a civil rights attorney. I had written statements from the county attorney and sheriff confirming jurisdiction. Amanda strutted forward like she was leading a SWAT raid. There he is, she told the officers. He refuses to vacate HOA property. We voted to seize the land for non-compliance. A cop turned to me. Sir, we're here to assist Cedar Ridge HOA. Before you go further, I said, lifting my phone, read the letter posted on my gate. All 6 officers turned. The laminated document from the county attorney was clear. HOA has 0 authority here. No easements, no right-of-way, no jurisdiction. Entry required, my permission only. One officer read it twice. Another's radio crackled. Units at Mercer Farm confirm jurisdiction. County Attorney Lawson says this is private agricultural land. Back off. That was the moment everything shifted. The lead officer exhaled. Ma'am, he said to Amanda, HOA covenants don't give you seizure rights. That's not a thing. Amanda turned purple. He's trespassing on community property. On my great-grandfather's farm, I asked. Ma'am, the officer repeated, you've wasted police resources. We're leaving. You can't leave, she shouted. He's undermining the HOA. The dangerous precedent, the officer replied, would be us helping you illegally remove a man from his own land. I tapped the timer. 33 minutes of recorded overreach. Thank you, officer, I said. This footage goes straight to my attorney. 2 cops glanced at the drone. Is that live? Yep. Backed up to the cloud. And the attorney general. Amanda went pale, ashy, like she finally realized she wasn't fighting a hay farmer, she was fighting the law. The fallout was swift. Residents found letters in their mailboxes from the state attorney general's Civil Rights Division announcing a full investigation into the HOA. Key phrases included abuse of authority patterns of harassment and civil rights violations. Then came the county's public meeting about misuse of emergency services. They played the video on a projector. 6 cruisers rolling into my farm. Amanda announcing they voted to seize the land. Officers reading the jurisdiction letter. The command, back off. No HOA authority. Gasps, whispers, phones recording. Someone mumbled loud enough for everyone to hear. She told us the county supported the expansion. Oops. The county formally reprimanded Cedar Ridge. The HOA was fined. Mandatory training was enforced. State oversight was imposed. And the HOA's insurance company? Oh, they lost their minds. Premiums skyrocketed. They demanded the removal of certain board members to maintain coverage. Number 1 on the list, Amanda Keene. She tried to spin the story, claim she was defending property values, but nobody bought it anymore. Not after seeing the video. Not after the AG stepped in. Not after the county posted an FAQ titled, What HOAs Cannot Do No Matter What Their Bylaws Say. Example number 1. My case. The final blow came at the emergency HOA meeting. The vote 68-12. Removed from the board. Barred from serving again. Dropped from her brokerage. Her name turned into a cautionary tale in real estate seminars. As the new interim president announced her removal, Amanda stood frozen, clutching her leather folder, her voice cracking. "I was protecting the community." "Protecting," he said tiredly. "You tried to steal a man's farm, Amanda, and you almost bankrupted us doing it." She walked out without another word, heels clicking on linoleum, 200 residents watching in complete silence. And that's where my story ends. Not with celebration, not with triumph, just the simple truths. When someone believes their rules matter more than the law, they will eventually meet someone who knows the law better. Some boundaries exist for a reason, and some people need to learn them the hard way.